In the realm of mindfulness, we explore the profound significance of what the Buddha called the six sense spheres. These sense doors comprise our entire lived reality. Without them, there would be no experience. Through awareness, we unlock secrets within these spheres, gaining deeper insights into our true nature and the nature of reality. Our journey begins by looking inward, exploring the internal landscape of our being. The six sense spheres encompass both our internal and external experiences. Internally, we possess the capacity for sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, and the sixth sense, the mind. The mind plays an active role in shaping and interpreting these experiences, coloring them with our thoughts and beliefs. By being aware of our internal sense spheres, we develop a heightened awareness of the constant stream of thoughts, emotions, and sensations. We learn to observe these internal phenomena without judgment, recognizing their impermanent and insubstantial nature. This awareness becomes a powerful practice toward enlightenment and liberation from limiting patterns. With this awareness, we open a space between our experiences and our reactions, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater balance and wisdom. Our journey into the internal sense spheres begins with the senses of sight and sound. Close your eyes for a moment. What do you see? Even in darkness, the mind conjures images, memories, and fantasies. Our practice invites us to observe these internal images without getting carried away. Are the images filled with light or darkness? Do they evoke joy or sadness? By noticing these images and the emotions they stir, we gain insights into our subconscious mind. Similarly, the internal sense of sound plays a constant symphony within us. We can be aware of these internal soundscapes. What are the dominant sounds you hear within? Are they harmonious or discordant? As we listen with attention, we begin to notice patterns in our internal dialogue. Our exploration of the internal sense spheres continues with the often overlooked senses of smell, taste, and touch. A familiar scent can evoke vivid memories, transporting us back to significant moments in our lives. Our practice invites us to savor these internal experiences. When a memory arises, linger in the sensations it evokes. What emotions arise? These subtle sensations offer glimpses into the depths of our being. Similarly, the internal sense of taste allows us to recall flavors from our past. Remember the sweetness of your grandmother's apple pie or the tangy zest of your favorite summer drink? These taste memories are intertwined with emotions and personal history. Finally, the internal sense of touch connects us to our physical embodiment. Close your eyes and bring your attention to the sensations of your body. Our journey into the internal sense spheres culminates with the sixth sense, the mind. This extraordinary faculty serves as the gateway to perception, interpreting and assigning meaning to the raw data received from our five physical senses. The mind is a powerful force, capable of creating both incredible beauty and profound suffering. There is a path to liberation from this mental turmoil. By cultivating mindful awareness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, recognizing their impermanent and insubstantial nature. Having explored the internal landscape of our senses, we now turn our attention outward to the vast realm of external sensory experiences. The six sense spheres encompass both our internal and external worlds, forming our perception of reality. The external sense spheres provide us with a constant stream of sensory data, sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and tactile sensations. Each encounter with the external world is an opportunity to engage our senses fully, to awaken to the richness of the present moment. Mindfulness invites us to step out of automatic pilot mode and reawaken to the vibrancy of the world around us. By cultivating mindful awareness of our external sense spheres, we begin to see the world with fresh eyes, with beginner's mind. The external sense of sight is often the most dominant of our senses. Through our eyes, we take in a constant stream of visual information, colors, shapes, movements, and patterns. Mindfulness invites us to approach our visual experiences with a beginner's mind, as if seeing the world for the first time. Instead of glancing at our surroundings, we take the time to truly observe, to notice the subtle nuances of light and shadow, the interplay of colors, the intricate details of textures and forms. This practice of mindful seeing extends beyond nature and art, bringing attention to everyday experiences. The external sense of hearing immerses us in a world of sound, a symphony of vibrations that constantly surrounds us. From the gentle rustling of leaves to the crashing waves of the ocean, sound provides a rich tapestry of sensory experiences. Mindfulness invites us to expand our auditory awareness, to tune into the full spectrum of sounds that surround us. As we cultivate mindful listening, we discover a world of subtle and often overlooked sounds: the gentle chirping of crickets, the distant rumble of thunder, the rhythmic ticking of a clock. We begin to appreciate the unique qualities of different sounds, their pitch, timbre, rhythm, and volume. This practice of mindful listening can be particularly helpful in noisy environments, turning chaos into opportunities for awareness. As we delve deeper into the six sense spheres, we encounter the concept of fetters, or samyojanas in Pali. These mental chains bind us to suffering, keeping us trapped in cycles of craving, aversion, and delusion. The Buddha identified 10 primary fetters that hinder our spiritual progress: belief in a separate self, doubt clinging to rites and rituals, sensual desire, ill will, craving for existence, craving for non-existence, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. These fetters arise in dependence upon the contact between our senses and their corresponding objects. They are like mental viruses that cloud our perception, distorting our view of reality and keeping us trapped in cycles of suffering. One of the most profound insights offered by the Buddha is the understanding of anatta, the doctrine of no self. This teaching challenges our deeply ingrained belief in a separate, independent, and permanent self, a belief that lies at the root of much of our suffering. The Buddha taught that what we perceive as self is merely a collection of constantly changing physical, mental, and emotional processes. There is no unchanging essence, no permanent entity that we can point to and say, "This is who I am." This realization can be initially unsettling, as it challenges our fundamental sense of identity. However, the understanding of no self offers a profound liberation from the suffering that arises from clinging to a false sense of self. The path to liberation from the fetters lies in cultivating awareness and wisdom. Through mindfulness, we develop the ability to observe our sensory experiences with greater awareness, noticing the arising and passing of sensations, thoughts, and emotions without judgment or attachment. This practice of mindful awareness allows us to see the fetters as they arise in our experience. We begin to recognize the patterns of craving, aversion, and delusion that keep us bound to suffering. With this awareness, we can choose to respond to these mental states in a more skillful way. By cultivating wisdom, we begin to understand the impermanent, interconnected, and inherently unsatisfactory nature of all phenomena. In our exploration of the six sense spheres, we've uncovered the fetters that bind us to suffering and the liberating wisdom that arises through mindful awareness. Now, let's turn our attention to practical exercises that can help us cultivate greater mindfulness in our daily lives. Each of our senses offers a unique gateway to the present moment, a portal through which we can access the richness of our experience. By consciously engaging our senses with mindful attention, we can begin to break free from the habitual patterns of distraction and reactivity. Mindfulness of the senses is about approaching these experiences with open, curious, and non-judgmental awareness. Through these practices, we can transform our relationship with our senses, shifting from mindless consumption to mindful appreciation. Mindful breathing. Begin with the breath, a constant anchor to the present moment. Find a comfortable seated position and bring your attention to the sensations of your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your abdomen, the coolness of the inhale, the warmth of the exhale. When your mind wanders, gently guide it back to the breath. Mindful seeing. Look around your surroundings with fresh eyes. Notice the colors, shapes, and textures of the objects you see. Pay attention to the play of light and shadow. Mindful listening. Close your eyes and bring your attention to the sounds around you. Notice the near and distant sounds, the loud and soft sounds. Observe how sounds arise and fade away, constantly changing. Mindful tasting. Choose a small piece of food, such as a raisin or a piece of chocolate. Observe its color, texture, and aroma. Slowly place the food in your mouth and savor the taste. Mindful touching. Bring your attention to the sensations of your body, making contact with the chair. Notice the pressure, temperature, and texture of the surface beneath you. The true power of mindfulness lies in transforming our everyday experiences. By integrating sensory awareness into our routines, we cultivate a more mindful way of living. Mindful walking. Pay attention to the sensations of your feet making contact with the ground. Notice the movement of your legs and the rhythm of your breath. Mindful eating. Savor each bite and pay attention to the flavors, textures, and aromas. Put down your fork between bites and notice how your body feels as you eat. Mindful eating helps us appreciate the simple pleasure of nourishment. Mindful showering. Pay attention to the sensations of the water on your skin. Notice the temperature, pressure, and scent of the water. Mindful chores. Even mundane tasks can become opportunities for mindfulness. Pay attention to the movements of your body and the sensations of touch. As we reach the culmination of our exploration into the six sense spheres, we recognize the profound interconnectedness between our senses and the practice of mindfulness. Our senses, often taken for granted, serve as gateways to the present moment, offering a continuous stream of information about ourselves and the world around us. Mindfulness provides the key to unlocking the transformative potential of these sensory experiences, allowing us to move through life with greater awareness, clarity, and compassion. Through the practice of mindfulness, we learn to observe our sensory experiences without judgment, acknowledging the arising and passing of sensations, thoughts, and emotions with a sense of equanimity. We become aware of the habitual patterns of craving and aversion that bind us to suffering, recognizing that true freedom lies in letting go of our attachment to these fleeting experiences. By cultivating mindfulness of the six sense spheres, we develop a deeper understanding of the impermanent and interconnected nature of reality. We begin to see that our experiences are not isolated events, but rather part of a vast and ever-changing web of cause and effect. This understanding fosters a sense of humility, gratitude, and interconnectedness with all things. Our exploration of the six sense spheres is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a journey of awakening, a path of self-discovery that unfolds through direct experience. As we cultivate mindfulness in our daily lives, we begin to see the world and ourselves with greater clarity and compassion. We develop the ability to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and equanimity. The practice of mindfulness is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. There will be moments when our minds wander, when we get caught up in old patterns of reactivity, when the challenges of life seem overwhelming. In these moments, we can draw upon the practices we've explored: mindful breathing, mindful seeing, mindful listening, mindful tasting, mindful touching, to gently guide ourselves back to the present moment. The journey of mindfulness is best undertaken with guidance and support. Seek out teachers, mentors, or communities where you can learn, practice, and grow alongside others who share your aspiration for a more mindful and compassionate way of living. Remember, you are not alone on this path. In the tapestry of life, each moment is a precious gift, a fleeting opportunity to experience the richness and wonder of existence. By cultivating mindfulness of the six sense spheres, we can learn to savor these moments fully, appreciating the simple joys of life as they arise. The past is gone, the future is yet to come. The only moment we truly have is the present. Let us embrace this moment with open hearts and open minds, allowing the wisdom of the six sense spheres to guide us on our journey of awakening. As we cultivate mindfulness in our daily lives, we not only transform ourselves, but also contribute to a more peaceful, compassionate, and interconnected world. May our practice of mindfulness ripple outwards, touching the lives of all beings with kindness, understanding, and love.